What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. Y'all saw the thumbnail, so you know exactly why you're here. I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you have not already, please hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell because that is how others find me right here on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram at DYANAROZAY. Make sure you are paying attention to my stories, my IG stories, because it is an entire vibe and you will get your whole life. Follow me on Facebook at DYANAROZAY Real Talk. That's a private group. We talk about politics. We talk about current events. We talk about pop culture. We talk about all reality TV. And I do a post Monday through Friday on Black excellence because never a time in history have we not been excellent as a collective. That's facts. Okay, so if you need to be inspired, if you want to know what we're doing right now in the current in fields of like medicine, finance, science, inventors, health, beauty, entertainment, sports, and this is men, women, and children. Okay, if you want to know what we are doing as a collective, you need to be inspired. Please follow me over there. I'm telling you, you will get your life over there too. Outside of that, you guys, y'all already know I appreciate every single one of you for rocking with me on all of my platforms. And now we can get started on this YouTube video. Let's talk about it, okay? Love and Marriage Huntsville. There's 6 ladies on the show, full-time cast, I believe, not including the mamas. Melody Cherie, Stormy Steele, Kiki Jabbar, Letitia Scott, Tiffany Whitlow, Kimmy Scott. Of all of those ladies, who, I ask, do you think is the queen of the show?
Not a good thing. Now back to
Just
the
shaking the table.
Facts. I am shaking the table because, baby, I read an article the other day that stumped me. So, yeah, let's take down K. Michelle. That's my favorite line from K. Michelle when she said that. Anyway, I was stumped when I read it. And I know that sometimes, like newspaper articles, things like that, they will say things in the first sentence to keep you engaged in reading. And I believe that's what happened here in an article that was written for Miss Stormy Steele. She was featured in a publication called Rolling Out, which is actually very popular. And the first sentence, they said, there may be confusion on which Southern beauty is the queen of OWN's Love and Marriage Huntsville, but it's clear the city of Huntsville, Alabama loves Stormy Steele. What? I was so puzzled. Anyways, it goes on to just, give her accolades about, being the CEO of her beauty brand, having a birthday party that the entire, I guess, people were invited to. It also highlighted female entrepreneurs, local artists, over 750 attendees, all on her estate. And that the mayor, Tommy Battle, sent a letter congratulating her on her 5th year of business and thanking her for the impact her business has had on the community. Now, Stormy responded, the city definitely saw me turn nothing into something, that's for sure. I didn't know a soul when I moved here. And when I read that, I couldn't help but to think about the story that Stormy Steele herself told on one of her IG lives, where she said, and I quote, Melody Cherie came to my home with a big bouquet of flowers, and no one had ever done that for me before. And then after coming in, befriending her, the two of them getting to know each other better, Melody had also put her on a national platform. So she is on the TV show. If that's not queen things, I don't know what is. So, we have an idea, a strong idea of who the queen is. I'm going to let y'all drop it in the comments. So talk to me because I know y'all have some opinions. Let's remove Stormy and let's talk about someone who gets talked about 365 days a year, good, bad, and ugly. But you know what they say. If they're not talking about you, you're not relevant, okay? All press is good press, and that is Miss NeNe Leakes, because right now she is in the news for owing some money. This is what at least is being alleged. The landlord of a commercial space where her boutique used to be housed is saying you owe us $22,000. Now, we've tried to knock on your door and ask for it, call you and ask for it, email you and ask for it. You aren't answering our calls. So now we've retained a lawyer. You're going to pay us the money and the lawyer fees. Now, here's the gotcha. NeNe closed the store swag in the height of 2020, the height of the pandemic in 2020. The pandemic started in March of 2020, okay? Which means that they got paid for the rest of March, even though they closed the store. Then in 2021, they were still getting paid up until September, from what it sounds like, when Greg passed away. The checks may have stopped after Greg passed away because they're saying you still owe us for all of 2022 because that was where, that's the lease. And then you owe us for whatever was remaining in 2021. Now, NeNe's response to that, is this. She said, Greg signed the lease and he ain't here. Okay. Y'all can figure out what to do with your accusations, the threats. Y'all know what y'all can do with them. Okay. Now, here's what I have to say. I'm sure that leases are written in all kinds of ways, but commercial space lease for a boutique may not have had a stipulation that if Greg was no longer here, since he is the owner or he signed the lease, if he's no longer here, did they actually have in black and white that this payment will still need to be made by whomever, the wife, that it needs to be paid out of a life insurance policy? Because there are some things that ask for that. Like people get what's referred to as key man policies to pay large rents and loans and things that need to be paid back. 22,000 for a year and some change. It doesn't sound like it was a high price rent. But anywho, NeNe says she's not paying it. Andrew Caldwell chimed in though. He said, now, if she didn't tell her employees she was closing the store and didn't pay the employees either, what made them think she wasn't going to skip paying the landlord too? At NeNe Leakes. So he wanted all the smoke. That's why he he added her. But I don't know. I'm with NeNe right here. Like Greg signed the lease. You guys probably had nothing in there that said that rent was owed after, if Greg wasn't around. And you were getting paid those checks. So it sounds like you're just being an a-hole and you're being greedy. And I have to assume she consulted her lawyer before any of this. Like, I know that stuff was taken care of. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Right now, people are running with the fact, well, she's broke and blah, blah, blah. She's not. This is just BS, okay? But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let's move on to the next story, which is, this is, sorry about that. I had a message on my phone. This is Falyn Gabadia. Actually, her name is Falyn Pina now. And she used to be Gabadia. That is Portia Williams' current husband. And Falyn's, her eye look funny, Falyn's ex-husband. We all remember the reason we know this woman's name right now is because everybody thought that Simon and Portia got together, and that Portia stole this woman's husband from her. They sat back and said, we're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to live happily ever after. And y'all can waddle in this bullshit story if y'all want to, because she is really putting on for the one time. And we all know she's a lie. Okay. And a lot of people still empathize with her. Like, girl, either way, you still took that woman's husband. They were still married. What people didn't know is that she appeared to have been pregnant way before Simon actually got divorced. Jalen ended up confirming some things about all of that in the aftermath. One of the things he called her in a recent interview was he said that she groomed him. That's why she's wearing a shirt called The Groomer, even though he immediately took it back. He said it was the wrong choice of words. He also called her a narcissist and said that he feared for his daughter, who is in her full-time care. He said that there's some things that she does that he does not, he doesn't like and doesn't believe that a young girl, a daughter, should be raised in that environment. He made a lot of accusations in that the interview that he did recently. Well, Falyn has hit back. She wore this shirt called The Groomer, but she had some other things to say, y'all. Let's check it out because it floored me. I will say that we really shouldn't know these two people. We shouldn't know them at all. This is a horrible, the way they came to us. Cheater, pumpkin eater. Now we're still getting these cheater stories. I guess they thought they were going to be a good looking couple that, the television would love. They would get all these TV offers. It didn't happen. These two aren't compatible, and it shows. Uh, let's start with this conversation. This is Miss Falyn herself.
A lot that I put up with in just 2 years of being with him. I mean, he was putting his hands on me. We weren't even together anymore. He just got mad one day because he found out I was dating. We were still living together because we were trying to figure out, how to separate everything. Right. We weren't sleeping in the same bed for months. And when he found out that I finally was like moving on and, taking those steps towards like seeing other people, I'll never forget it. He came home. It was 4 a.m. He came busting in the door and he choked me out. I had to call the police. It was really dark. It got really dark. It got really bad. And all I kept thinking was, I don't deserve this, and my daughter doesn't deserve to grow up seeing a man put their hands on her, because that's exactly what she's going to grow up thinking that is okay. The only reason why.
Okay. She said, even when we weren't together, he put his hands on me. Child. Is she really? Child, I don't. Mm-mm. Number one, it's not okay. The accusation she's making against him, especially if he did it, it's not okay. It's just shocking that this young man that she really didn't know that long. I know it's her baby's father now. I know that, like I said, I feel like they were together trying to create enough whatever interest in the two of them so that they could do TV shows and things like that together. And I think they got two shows, something on VH1 and then something they tried to make up themselves on YouTube. And now it's done. And she's moved on. Uh, Jalen actually said the way you get them is the way you lose them. He said that Falyn used to tell him sob stories, sad stories about things that were going on between her and Simon, and that's how he fell in love with her and, stood to attention anytime she asked him. And then he also said that she started dating someone new and that he was heartbroken behind it. She admitted that in her little conversation here by saying that, hey, I came in at 4 a.m. You are the mother of five. What the hell are you doing out at until 4 a.m? Mother of five, 5 a.m. I think she has 5 children, 4 baby daddies. Is that correct? Either way, that shouldn't be like a reflection of her deserving anything bad, because that's not true. It's just that she is a young woman and she has to prioritize some things, because it sounds like that's not happening. Getting into that relationship with Jalen so soon after leaving a relationship with Simon maybe wasn't the right thing to do. And it sounds like she's already in another one. So good luck to that girl. Okay. Good luck to her, because it sounds like a horrible situation to be in. But y'all can let me know what y'all think about it in the comments, okay? And we are going to move to the next person in my storytelling here. It happens to be Sheree Whitfield and Sanya, because they are still being talked about, and rightly so. And they're being talked about because of this man right here, Martell Holt. Heavenly from Married to Medicine has some things to say. Basically, she said, Martell, if you're broke, why not just say that? Okay. Let y'all hear Miss Heavenly's opinion on all of the goings on. And I have to say, I agreed with him. Okay, here we go.
I'm expecting that brother to pay. Am I wrong, somebody?
No, not at all.
You pay for sure. Every person you called to come to that party should pay. You should pay for.
Now, I told y'all that the other day. I said everybody he called, he should have paid for, because he asked them as a last minute day before, can you be here? At the very minimum, he could have said, beforehand. If you guys would like to come, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to treat everybody because of the number of people. He could have said something like that. He did not.
Now, if she brought 10 other bitches or brought a man with her or something, maybe that's a problem. I don't know. But if you call me, Martell, if you call me for a birthday party dinner, just me, with the level of people I hang with, I'm assuming that you're going to pay.
The level of people I hang with. That is the point I wanted to make. You can't call Cynthia Bailey, Sanya, and Ross, and whomever else you invited to that party and not know that maybe you were the lower man on the pole financially. That is what I said too.
If you can't afford to pay, you need to call me up and say, hey, you know what? I'm trying to do something nice for Sheree, but everybody, we're going to go, we're going to go Dutch. Let me know from the very beginning, because the problem ain't the money, it's the principalities of this thing. You're not going to call me up and tell me one thing and then change it out. That's just me.
That's just all of us, Heavenly. That's just all of us. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments too. I just thought that was a really good read. Yeah, you can't tell people to show up someplace, make it seem like it's a celebration and you're doing something for your girl, your friend girl, and then turn around and tell everybody to cash app you, which means you put something on a credit card, so that was debt and you got the money. That's a hustle move. Oh yeah, I'll put it on my credit card and I'm gonna take the money. That's child buy. That wasn't lost on us, sir. We know what you were doing. If you needed $1,500 cash, then you should have just figured out a way to borrow that from somebody. That's what you did. You ain't fooling nobody. But anywho, I'm going to let that sit there. That's my feelings, by the way. Those are my feelings. I'm going to let that sit there. And you guys, go ahead, talk to me in the comments. Hit the like, subscribe, and your notification bell. And I will check you all on the next one.